Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach, bruchim habayim. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This week we'll be reading Parashat Teruma. And we know after now we're in the Midbar and we had Parashat Torah, which we got the Esra Dibrot, we got the Torah, and then last week's Parasha, I don't know what's going on. Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This week we'll be reading Parashat Teruma. And we know after Parashat Torah we received the Torah, we received the Esra Dibrot, and we became Am Yisrael, the nation who we are today. And then last week Parashat Mishpatim, where we got so many commandments of already starting the life of a Jew, Ben Adam lechavero, Ben Adam lemakom. This week we finally start the building of the Mishkan, which was the house of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which later on became the Bet HaMikdash in Eretz Yisrael, and today it's every single Bet Knesset that we have today. If we look in the Pesukim, right away the parasha starts off with Moshe Rabbeinu doing the most Jewish thing ever. He had to collect money and raise money. You need to build a shul, you need to build a Bet Knesset, we had to build the Mishkan. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him, Daber el Bnei Yisrael ve'yikhu li teruma me'et kol ish asher yidevenu libo tikhu et terumati. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe, go to the Jews to get donations, and I need certain materials to build this Mishkan. So if we look in the Pesukim, the Pasuk actually lists, the Torah lists what materials we need, and we'll just start the beginning. Vezot teruma asher tikhu mi'itam zahav v'chesef unchoshet. Gold, silver, and copper. And then it continues speaking about different materials and oils and wood. But if we see the algorithm of the Pesukim, it goes in order of chashuvness, it goes in order of material. What's the most expensive? Gold. Then you have silver, then you have copper, then you have different materials, you have different wools, different animal skins, oil, wood, and it goes from high to low. But the last pasuk of the materials, it actually says, Avne Shoam ve'avne miluim la'efod ve'lachoshen. You have the Avne Shoam ve'avne miluim, which were the precious stones that the Kohen HaGadol wore. We need it for the ephod u'lachoshen. So the obvious question is, we just said we're going in order of precious metals and precious stones. You go to the order of the most expensive market price. You start with gold, and then you go to the lowest. So if I ask you, what do you think these precious stones, Avne Shoam v'avne miluim, what do you think they're worth? I'll tell you, of course they're worth more than gold. They're precious, it's rare, it came from Shamayim, it's priceless. So why did the Torah go from gold, silver, copper, so on and so forth, and the lowest one was Avne Shoam v'avne miluim? How come it was the last one? What is going on over here? So the Or HaChaim says a beautiful answer, and he says we have to go ahead a few parashiyot to Parashat Vayakel to get the answer of why Avne Shoam and Avne Miluim were on the bottom of the list. We know in Parashat Vayakel, we're not going to go into it now, but the Nisi'im didn't have anything to donate, and the last thing was left, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the Avne Shoam v'Avne Miluim, and he brought them down from Shamayim, and he said, the Nisi'im, this is what you donated. And we know Rashi says, and Chazal speak, and it was a rebuke to the Nisi'im, that they shouldn't have waited to the end where there was nothing left to donate, and they should have given something right away. So because there was nothing left, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created something for them to donate. So if we see, and we go back to our parasha, the reason why Avne Shoam, Avne Miluim was on the bottom of the list is because, Rabotai, yes, maybe market value, the Avne Shoam and Avne Miluim were on top of the list. It was more worth than gold, it was more expensive than silver, more expensive than the oils. But what about Ribono Shel Olam? What is his outlook in life? It's not about market value. He said how much effort was put in to give these Avne Shoam and Avne Miluim. Was it as much as gold? Was it as much as shitim? Was it as much as tzemer? Was it as much as wool, as animal skin, as atzeh shitim, the wood? No, it wasn't. It came with zero effort. The person who donated the gold, the copper, the wool, the animal skin, he gave something from himself. He contributed something from himself. And he had to give an actual effort to give this to the Bet HaMikdash, to give it to the Mishkan, to Moshe Rabbeinu. But the Nisiim who gave the Avnei Shalom and Avnei Meluim, they did nothing. They didn't do anything, Rabotai. It came down from Shamayim. There was zero effort. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in His eyes, gold is on top and Avnei Shalom, Avnei Meluim was on the bottom. What do we learn from here, Rabotai? And we speak about this many times. For HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He wants to see effort. It's not about the results. Today they try to convince you it's about the results. It's about your grade. It's about what you accomplished. But with HaKadosh Baruch Hu is how much effort did you put in. The Or Chaim explains how when it comes to mitzvot, two people could do the same mitzvah. Two people could keep Shabbat. But one person gets much more schar from keeping Shabbat. How can that be? It could be because one person that keeps Shabbat, he was religious his whole life, so it's easy for him to keep Shabbat. But this other Yehudi, this other Jew, he didn't keep Shabbat his whole life, and it was hard for him to keep Shabbat. Or maybe he doesn't live in the community, so it's hard for him to keep Shabbat. So he has to make an extra effort to make sure he keeps the Shabbat. So to Ribono Shel Olam, that is a greater Shabbat in his eyes, and there's more schuyot and a bigger schar. Maybe it's tefillah in the morning. Maybe it's tefillin. Ribono Shel Olam, God knows what our weaknesses and what our strengths are. And for someone, it could be very easy to do a mitzvah. It could be very easy to wake up in the morning. So shacharit is not a question. Some people, it's hard for them to wake up in the morning. Some people are just not morning people. And it's hard, and they make an effort, and they put a few alarms, 5 alarms, and they push themselves out of bed, and they kvetch, and they push and push till they get to minyan. So even though you have 2 people sitting in the Bet Knesset, one can have a much bigger schar. Walking to Bet Knesset, for everything in life, Rabotai, we have to show an effort. If something came easy, we know in life, when things come easy, they go easily. So the Nisi'im gave zero effort for the Avnei Shalom and Avnei Meluim. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu put it on the bottom of the list. Even from the cheapest things, from wool or certain materials or wood, that it's easy and anyone could buy. But no, these people made an effort to give it to the Mishkan. Put an effort to give the gold, to give the copper. But the Avnei Shalom, the Nisi'im, they didn't do anything. So we see from here the power of what we do and the power of the work that we do for a mitzvah. So we have to put in the effort. And if we know something is hard, so push yourselves harder. And Ribono Shel Olam knows how hard it is. Maybe other people see, oh, he's doing a regular mitzvah like everyone else does. He does chesed like everyone else. But you know deep inside how hard it was for you. You know who else knows? Ribono Shel Olam in Shamayim. He knows how hard it is for you. And He'll give you all the schuyot. And Bezat Hashem, by doing an effort and showing an effort of what we can do and what we could accomplish, the Mashiach is going to come very soon. Shabbat Shalom umevorach.